Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review and wear test on this new Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. I am really excited to get into this. I picked this up from the Sephora app because they don't have this at my local Sephora. So I picked this up in the shade 4 and I hope this works. They do have quite a few shades and they also have a translucent one. This is a blurring balm powder, so I'm really curious to see exactly what that is. This does retail for $36. This is kind of giving me like the Tatcha Silk Canvas vibes. But it's supposed to be used as like a complexion product. So it is a texture reducing, coverage boosting, blurring balm that balances oils throughout the day while maintaining hydration. It's a light coverage, it's a natural finish, and it's a cream formula. Let's just go ahead and get into this. I do have a very oily T-zone, so I'm excited how it will do with my oiliness and just pores. Okay, so this is nice. It comes with a little spatula like so. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I am just going to take some of the product with the little spatula. Ooh, it feels really nice and creamy. It has like a really creamy texture. I'm going to apply on one side with a brush and then on the other side with a sponge. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and start with the sponge side. So I'm just using this sponge. I've really been loving the sponge. This is the Juno & Co. Camera Ready Natural Finish Microfiber Makeup Sponge. They did send these over to me and I've been trying them out and I actually really like them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that into the skin. So I'm assuming this is a nice like creamy consistency, but it's supposed to set like a powder. So let's just see how this does. Looks very pretty. Very lightweight. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm just going to take a little bit more product. As you guys can see, this is what it looks like with the balm. What I put, that first layer, I think it does give you a light natural coverage, but a very pretty finish, which you guys can see. And then on this side, you can still see some of my redness, even though I did apply the product. And you guys can see it does cover a good amount. So I'm gonna take a little bit more just to kind of build up a little bit and see where we go from here. You guys can see, this looks really, really nice. Look at that. Like, it looks pretty. I'm actually impressed. I'm very impressed. I actually may like this more, just first impressions, than I think it was the Yummy Skin Foundation. I feel like this consistency looks very pretty. That one was good, but I feel like this is just like, wow. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with a brush. I'm just gonna be taking my favorite Real Techniques brush. This is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and I'm just going to be blending. Ooh, look how easily that blends. It literally blends like a dream. Okay, that is nice. It covers my redness immediately, but still looks like light, pretty skin coverage. In case you guys are wondering, on the eyes, I do have the new Patrick Ta palette, and I love it. You know what else I was thinking? You could also use this product to kind of mix it in with like a foundation that may be like more sheer, that's like liquid foundation. It may also look really good doing that. This is kind of giving me the same consistency as like the Kevyn Aucoin Skin Enhancers. So if you kind of like that situation, this is kind of reminding me of that. Because it is a little bit of a thicker consistency to the touch, but once you blend it out, it blends in so seamlessly. Like with a brush or a sponge, it blends so seamlessly out. Very natural, skin friendly. And I feel like I can still see my oils peeking through. So I don't feel like it's absorbed my oils immediately. I thought it would set immediately to like a powder finish, but it doesn't, which can be good and bad. It can be good if you're somebody that doesn't like things that once they set and they can't like be blended out even more or blended with more product. This is a very buildable product, so you can build on it. But it would be a bad thing if you do have very oily skin and you're looking for this to kind of give you that powder finish in the end. I don't think it's gonna give you that because you guys can clearly see there's still some like shine peeking through. Maybe like once I go in with the rest of my products, I can set it. But this isn't a powder. It's more so of like a creamy balm that gives you a very lightweight consistency while still giving you some really pretty coverage to cover what it should cover. The nose is always my area where I struggle with, just because I do have rosacea on my nose, and even though it's gone a lot better, it's just harder sometimes to get that product to stay, which you guys can see right there. So just be very careful and mindful with the nose. For me, I feel like blending it out with a brush kind of like smooths it out better than with a sponge. I feel like sometimes the sponge can pick up the product. So I don't like to go too intensely with the sponge on the nose area, but everywhere else, both products, the brush and the sponge applied the blurring balm really nicely. I keep wanting to say foundation, but it's a blurring balm or blurring powder, blurring balm powder. So this is what we're looking like right now. Just very pretty vibes on the skin. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna finish off the rest of my face, and then I'm gonna come back, show you guys how everything works, how everything looks together, give you guys my first impressions, and then we can move on to the rest of this complexion. So definitely keep watching. You won't want to miss this review. This is how much product we use, just in reference, in case you're wondering how much I went in with to get this base for me. I feel like it wasn't a lot. I also feel like you get a lot of products in here. Let's see how much you get. You get 0.63 ounces, so that's quite a bit of product for these type of packagings. And also I feel like with this product, you're not going to use it a lot. And like I said, you can use these like in different forms. You can use this to like build up a foundation that you may already have if you want to make it a little bit more full coverage because of that creamy consistency. So I went off on a tangent, but I'm gonna go finish getting ready and I'll be back so I can give you guys my first initial thoughts, so keep watching. Okay guys, so I just finished my full face of makeup. I actually took my sweet time, so right now it is 1:30 p.m. I was like, let me take my sweet time. I did my makeup, was watching my podcasts, I was just watching my favorite YouTube videos, catching up on all that good content out there, because I was like, I need to. But let's talk about this Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Powder. So this is what we're looking like right now. I have to say I'm very impressed with how it performed with the rest of my products. I did go ahead, conceal my under eyes with my creamy concealer. I used the Beauty Creations concealer, this one right here, the Flawless Stay Concealer. And I also used my e.l.f. Cosmetics powder. You guys know my Halo Glow powder. That's one of my favorites. I just use it directly on the under eyes. I didn't take it anywhere else. I used my cream to powder blush from Item Beauty in the shade Oopsies. It all applied really nicely. Sometimes I can tell if a foundation or blurring balm, as this is going to do well based on how it does with my blushes, just because I noticed sometimes certain foundations can separate super easily with blushes. And I feel like this one, I didn't have that issue at all. It literally looks so good and it is like staying on without any separation, which I appreciate. So I have to say, for the products that I use, I'm very impressed. I also did use, where is it? Right here. My cream bronzer, no issues, blended like a dream. Everything blended really, really nicely. I didn't powder the face anywhere else except for the under eyes, because you guys know, if you watch me often, that I crease super easily on the under eyes, so I have to set them. But I'm happy that I had no issues with that and that everything else applied really nicely on top. I will say this does eventually set to like a powder finish, but a very like natural skin-like powder finish, because I did notice that my face did kind of absorb some of those oils that I was seeing when I first saw you guys in my first clip. Now I just feel like everything has set and the skin truly does look like pretty skin. What I'm gonna go ahead and do now is I'm gonna carry on with the rest of my day. I'm gonna show you guys how this looks in natural light. It is a very gloomy day here in Maryland, so I'm gonna try my best to get a good lighting situation for you guys with natural light. And then you guys will see me at the end of the day for my final thoughts and let you guys know if I think this is worth the cash. This isn't the cheapest product, it's like $30-something, like I let you guys know earlier, but it's definitely a product that is grabbing my attention, and so far I'm very impressed with it and what it's doing for my skin. So I'll see you guys later and share with you guys how this looks with my combination oily skin, so stay tuned. So here is the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Powder in natural lighting. You guys can see how it's looking. It definitely looks very pretty. I will say my skin does have some texture right now, a little bit more than usual. I think maybe it's just because I traveled and my skin's like, what is happening? The different types of climates and everything. So I do have a little bit more texture, but overall, I think this blurring balm looks very pretty on the skin. The only area, again, that I feel like I notice a little bit of some imperfections is on the nose, just because that's where I tend to have a lot of like removal easily from foundation or any type of cream product I put on top. So that's just something that's with my skin, you know. But I feel like the color and everything looks pretty good. So I really like how that looks. And I feel like it just looks very natural. Like it looks like a very good natural skin-like consistency. It doesn't feel heavy. It just feels really good. But I wanted to show you guys how this looks in natural light. It is very cloudy outside. So I'm trying to get the best natural lighting shot I can get. And sometimes cloudy days can actually give you a better look of how things look in natural light. So yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and carry on with the rest of my day, and I'll see you guys later for my final thoughts and check-in. Okay guys, so I am back. Right now it is 10 p.m. and I just wanted to give you guys my final thoughts on the new Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Powder. There's a lot of name going on there. So this is what we're looking like by the end of the day. I have to say, guys, I am very impressed. Considering like everything, like I feel like my skin doesn't look as oily as it can get. At the end of the day, I feel like it looks really nice. There's obviously some places where it is catching some dew, but for the most part, it just looks very, very pretty, which I really appreciate because I feel like a lot of times I try new foundations and, well, this is a blurring balm, but I try new complexion products and they just look so dewy by the end of the day, and this does not. And like I mentioned earlier, this is one of those products that you can even mix in with a foundation that may be a little too runny for you and you kind of want to make it a little bit more creamy. Mixing this in will be great. I feel like this honestly reminds me a lot of the Kevyn Aucoin skin enhancers, which I own one and I'm obsessed with it, but I feel like this is also really good. And like I said, it leaves your foundation looking so nice and flawless. Like the complexion just looks really good here. So I have to say, if you have been eyeing this and want to get it, I would definitely recommend getting it. I think it is worth the price. If you are somebody that perhaps hasn't heard about this, I would recommend looking into this because it may be something that you really like. Watch more reviews if you feel like you are still not that convinced. I feel like it's one that I really like, and I definitely see myself using this without anything else by itself and also with a foundation. I feel like another really cool thing about this product is that it just works so well with the rest of my products, and that's one of the biggest things for me, is having a product that works really well with everything else that I use, because I have so many favorites that I like to use on top of my complexion product that I really want the complexion product to do well with. So it's nice when you find something that does really well with what you have on top of the product. I think that's all I have. So I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Don't forget to stay safe, stay blessed, and stay beautiful. And I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Bye guys.